Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy AK Rex here again, and today I'm going to give you a very brief explanation tutorial on how to do the Alpha Legion Invictus Suzerain squad. But in particular, this will not be the actual. Um, Obviously, I won't be actually showing any videos demonstrating how to do it just yet. I'm still working on that part of the project, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little longer when I get to that point. And I've got a really good one coming up for you for that, so you can trust me. There will be something really nice waiting for you. But I just really need to finish it first and finish all the filming to put it together. But for now, I will just explain what I'm generally doing and what I'm using to make my Alpha Legion color scheme. And also I will show you in this one what I'm using for my weapon effects, for the power weapon sort of thing. So the way I decided to go about it, I will show you a few screenshots, I'll show you a turntable video, and hopefully you will be able to get enough from, from the video to understand how to go about this. So this is mainly for those who are using airbrush. So if you're not an airbrush user, I am honestly not sure how you would personally benefit from it, but if you really want to learn how to use an airbrush, and if you're already just starting out, then this tutorial will definitely come handy in the long term. If you are both an Alpha Legion player and painter, or if you are also using an airbrush. So let's get to it without further ado. So what we're gonna have is on a Invictus Suzerain squad that I've used to convert my different parts and everything. As you can see, that it's made up of different bits and pieces. So the way I did it before painting all the detail, I was using the airbrush to give it a nice kind of base coat. So first thing I was using is the Vallejo Silver, and just basically done the whole model, every single bit. So you literally have to fill it up all the way through with a Vallejo Silver. That's the one I found that I like most. Just a plain proper Vallejo Silver, like you don't have to go for a brighter metallic special range because they're obviously more expensive for this kind of thing. And also, they make it way too kind of metallic. You don't want it probably that much because even when you finish with the whole thing, you will have to tone it down a little bit to make it look a little bit more natural rather than too glossy, like they just been, out of the shower or something. You know what I mean? So Vallejo Silver is the first one to go, and then once it's dry and ready, what you do is you pick up the ComArt Viridian. Now, the problem is I don't actually have a good picture of the paint itself to show you what it looks like. The only thing I can, however, say is that if you go to a website, I will put the link down below for those who are from the UK. They can go to the graphicair.co.uk, and what it has here is the airbrush products. So the only problem is obviously that on the UK site, they obviously are quite a bit expensive. Like they cost £3 65 pence, although including the tax, and obviously whatever else you pay for the delivery. And but I mean, most of them cost pretty much the same. I mean, these airbrush paints, they for a good size pot, you're still gonna be paying quite a lot of similar things. And considering that, it's not very easy to find whatever you want. But anyway, Viridian, it's just a transparent Viridian. That's the one you want. So the code for it is COM 20241. So actually, why am I even saying it out loud? I'm just gonna put it up on the screen. So here we go. So this one you use to give it the first kind of light touch. I usually use that to go from the top. So I don't really cover a lot of the bottom areas or under areas. I just use it to kind of go on the top area so that when you do the next coat with a different color, it will give it a nice kind of transitioning. So I use this, and then once that's dry, I changed the paint to the transparent royal blue, also from ComArt, and this also code for the color I will have displayed as well. So just feel free to copy it over, post the video, and you're all good. And then what you use is you do this same kind of light coating, but you need to go from the bottom. So imagine if you're holding like a marine model, for example, you did the Viridian from the top by holding the model a bit below and holding your airbrush more from the top. And then you do the same, but you do the opposite direction, and you cover a little bit from the top as well, just to give it a little bit of extra thickness. And that will definitely give you a nice kind of Alpha Legion paint scheme that's also similar to what the Forge World does. It's also very kind of similar to a lot of the cover art that is used for their, for some of the books and other things and the fluff and all of that. It doesn't cover all of it, of course, because there's different types of fluff and drawings that they use to describe Alpha Legion armor, but this is the one I'm sticking with, and this is the one is my favorite for now. So hopefully that will help. So once you've done all this, the basic code, what you then need to do is you need to spray it with a matte varnish to tone it down a little bit. I personally prefer matte varnish, but you can use the satin varnish as well. That's perfectly acceptable. And when you are finished with the varnish, once it's dry, you can then start painting all your details, basically. So all of your stuff, like all the metallic trims and all of the black pattern, bits where you want to break them up a little bit, the eyes, and all of this, the guns, every single little bit. Once you finish painting that, what you do next is you apply the decals. So everybody here who probably plays Alpha Legion knows that Forge will do a very good decal sheet for them, and like the whole transfer sheet basically contains like all of the different iconography, banners, like crazy jazz. Basically, it's absolutely awesome. So uh, use that, and don't forget to use the micro set and micro sol solutions. You use micro set first to dip the decal. Then when it softens up, you take it off the paper, you apply it to the surface. Also use a little bit of micro set on the surface as well when you apply it to kind of let it catch it a bit better. You use a brush, just a normal paintbrush, to spread it around very gently in a position. Then you wait for it to dry, and when you finish drying, what you do, you apply microsol to allow it to kind of stick to every single bit of the surface to sink in a little bit more. And after that, you just basically do your coat of matte varnish again, or satin varnish, depending on which one you prefer to use. You can do both as well, by the way, it doesn't really matter. But it's as long as you basically decide what like finish you want in the end. And that's how you basically paint the Alpha Legion scheme. So the weathering is also very simple. For the weathering, what you do is you follow the tutorial that I've done on the weathering. I will put the link down below as well. So just follow that, and that's where you get to do the weathering itself. Now, on to the weapons. Now, with the weapons, what you do is you use the first you go with the Vallejo. I personally go with the Vallejo black metallic. Now, the reason why I am choosing black metallic is because it's giving it a very nice kind of shade, but it keeps the metal tint to it, so it doesn't become flat. And then what you do is you just try to use the right angle of how you think the light would go about it, and apply different sides of it. Do like the very gentle kind of blending with the chrome. This is a special series Vallejo Metallic. This is a very good paint. It's really really good, and it gives a very nice metallic effect to all of the miniatures that you're gonna be doing for the weapons and stuff. So you do that. Also, it might help to use the masking tape a little bit to kind of cover up certain areas so that they don't go overboard. And just to give it a nice kind of predefined borderline, you know what I mean, between the actual blade sharpened tip and the main part of the, you know, to kind of separate it a little bit in some areas. Now what you do is once you've done both sides of the weapon, of the blade and all of that, you use this same as I'm using as well if you want, the ComArt transparent magenta violet. And I included the code on the screen as well. So this will basically help you to get this nice kind of shine effect. So what you do is you find the border line where the dark and the light metallic blend in together, and you basically spray that violet gently in that border line, but not completely covering either of the sides, just doing the middle bit, and that will give you a very, very good kind of shine. I mean, I've used different ones, like use them slightly different, you know, on different pieces, but overall that was the idea that I was trying to get, and this is the kind of thing I think you can achieve with this. And you can do this with all the other colors as well. You can do the same with a green, you can do the same with a yellow or orange, red, blue, I'm pretty sure, others, turquoise, just whatever, anything really. It really makes no difference. You can do the same thing exactly with any other color. You just need a transparent color and metallics, and you just need to perform the exact same technique, and you will get exact same result with a different color too. So it's just a matter of picking the preference. The reason why I picked purple is because my Alpha Legion main color scheme is kind of bluish greenish, and I wanted to kind of, you know, stand out a little bit more than everything else. You know what I mean? So that's how I did that. And then of course, once you finish all of this painting, what you do is you obviously probably want to seal it off with either a satin or maybe matte varnish. I use matte anyway. I just like it that way because it gives it a more natural kind of look, and it still keeps some of that sort of effect and shine and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So you should be absolutely fine. But it's obviously down to your personal preference. So whatever you do, you always go with what you prefer, and don't basically let me don't let me make you do what you do, you know, what you don't want to do. Like, this is how I do it, but you can use the same exact exercise and the same exact technique to do whatever you like, really. Like the set of colors, the varnish tone, you know, the darkness of the colors and the shade in itself, you can do exactly the same with any other combination. It's just my guideline is giving you the basic idea of how to combine them, while in actual set of colors, the palette that you want to use, you can pick whatever you like. Now that's sorted, feel free to also check out my other painting tutorials and just a few more other bits and pieces that I show how to do. I will include the weathering down in the link below. Also, you can see like these nice weapon effects in this turntable that I'm going to be putting here right now. This is for what I've done for my Carafracti Terminators. You can see that the swords look quite nicely and shiny as well, so you can do exactly the same thing with the swords. It's one of the reasons to give Terminator swords, is because they just look so badass with the swords. Although they may not be as good as maybe, you know, fists and stuff, but fists, you don't really get to paint fists like that, you know what I mean? So, I mean, you can, but they just won't look as great with that kind of scheme. It just doesn't quite fit the tune, if you know what I'm saying. You can do the same with claws, though, you know, just a thought. And yeah, swords, axes, maybe even maces as well. You can do the same thing. So, hope you like it. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope this brief explanation tutorial will really be helpful. And just to let you know, I'm preparing another one to do for the weapons and for to actually demonstrate how I paint the Alpha Legion scheme. And I will show you how to do the burnt weapon tips and the how I made the glow effect on one of the weapons as well. So stay tuned for that, and in the meantime, I hope this is very good and you all get all of your amazing results out there. If you are watching this from Facebook, then please post your results if you follow the same tutorial, and I want to see how you guys do. Hopefully you all do very well. I'm pretty sure you will. And yeah, thumbs up, subscribe and share. Your support will be greatly appreciated. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.